Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we have a book unboxing haul. I'm so excited, but just before I open them up, I feel like having a second coffee. It's 1:30 p.m. so I'm allowed my little cheeky afternoon coffee. So we'll go make that and then we'll open up these boxes. Okay guys, coffee is made. Oh my god, it smells so good. So good. The little cinnamon on top just adds the perfect touch. The time to open up the first box. This is actually from my friend Maddie. So Maddie and I were colleagues, I think 2 jobs ago, and we were like book soulmates. Like, you know when you meet those people where like you just have the exact same taste in books as them? We used to always say that we were book soulmates. Unfortunately, she's moved back to Europe now, and we were talking saying it'll be fun if we send each other 2 books. So I've got no idea what she sent me. I sent her Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare because you guys know how much I love that book, and I also sent her Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross just because she also loves that kind of historical fantasy romance vibe just like I do. Like I said, we're book soulmates, so I don't think she's received them yet, so I'm so excited for her to get them, and I've got no idea what she's sent me, so we'll find out. Ooh, wait, I think I have heard of this. Okay, so the first book she sent me is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I definitely have seen this book before. Where have I seen this before? She knows me. She knows me. First blurb is, it's difficult to find a husband in Regency England when you're a young lady with only half a soul. Okay, so this is a historical fantasy romance. This is my jam. And it's set in Regency England. Like, are you kidding me? I'm going to eat this up. This sounds so interesting. She was cursed by a fairy, and now she has no sense of fear or embarrassment, a condition which makes her prone to accidental scandal. Dora hopes to be a quiet, sensible wallflower during the London season, but after the handsome Lord Sorcier discovers her condition, she is instead drawn into dangerous and peculiar fairy affairs. It sounds so good, and it also has such good praise on the back. I think I've heard of this before because it was apparently a book kind of similar to the Wisteria something secret society of witches, something secret societies. I'll put a picture of the book up here so you guys know which one I'm talking about, but apparently it's a really, really good book, and apparently I would love it based off my taste. So I'm really excited to read this book. Thank you so much, Maddie. Okay, and then the other book she got me is I was just about to buy myself this book when I was in the bookshop like the other week. She got me Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maher. I've heard such good things about this. It's sort of like a funny, kind of like lighthearted fantasy romance, and I think this girl is just an assistant to the villain. I honestly think that's what the whole plot of the book is. Yeah, so there's like a job opening to be an assistant to the most notorious evil villain, and so she gets that job. But I think she's like an absolute sweetheart, so it's quite hard for her to do this job. Apparently it's just like a really funny, lighthearted, whimsical read, and I do love those books. They're just so much fun, you know? Oh, I'm so excited to read both of these books, oh my goodness. And then time to open up this beast of a box. I've got 18 books in here from Second Chapter Crate. I spoke about Second Chapter Crate a wee while ago. I love them. I love them so much. They are a second-hand book subscription service, and they are phenomenal. The last box I got from them had so many gems in it. I got Caraval by Stephanie Garber, Love in Other Words, Christina Lauren. I got so many books in that box. It was so good. So what they do is when you're signing up for the subscription, you can choose the genres that you'd like, so you can tailor it completely towards your taste. I personally read all genres, I would say. So when I did it, I just chose all genres, maybe except for like memoirs or like biographies or something like that. But I would say I read most genres. And what they do is they'll send you a mix of both popular books that you've definitely heard of before, and also books that you may have not heard of before, just so you can find like that new hidden gem, you know what I mean? Okay besties, the box is open. I'm just gonna pick and grab. Okay, so the first book we've got is A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. I read There's another book I read by her, but I've heard that this one is much better than the one I've read. Also, can we just talk about how good the condition of this book is? Like, it looks brand new. It looks almost brand new. Oh, so exciting. I know that Monica Murphy writes like darker romances, and I think this is also a part of the Lancaster Prep series. I've heard very good things about this one in particular, so I am excited to give it a go. The second chapter crate, there's 3 boxes that you can choose from. So you can either get 7 books a month for $29 a month free shipping, or you can get 10 books a month for $41 and also free shipping. Or you can get the librarian box, which is the one I have, which is 18 books for $75 and free shipping. And like I said, they will tailor the books towards your taste. They are secondhand, so there obviously will be like some wear and tear, but the condition that they send them in is very good. Very, very good. And you can also pause or cancel the subscription at any time, which is really nice that you've got like that freedom, you know? Okay, the second book we have, oh, I've always wanted to read this. This is like an OG book talk book. We have They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I've seen this book everywhere. I feel like when book talk was like sort of just blowing up a few years ago, this book was everywhere, and I'm very excited to read it and see what my thoughts are on it. People either absolutely love it or they're kind of indifferent to it, so I'm super intrigued to see like where I land on that spectrum. I think in this book how it sort of works is you get a phone call letting you know like you're gonna die that day or like your time has come. And I think these 2 people, they both get a call on that same day, and it's sort of just them making the most of their last day. Something like that. It sounds like a very interesting and intriguing premise, so I'm super excited to get into this. Next, we have Bring Her Home by David Bell. I don't think I've heard of this book before. And again, can we just talk about the quality of these books? Like, does this not look like a brand new book? I love it. I think this is a thriller. Yes, this is a thriller. It says that it's full of twists and turns and plot twists. I love that. I also just love a thriller. They're so good. So good, especially if you're in a book slump. Next we have The Girl Who Played with Fire. Is this the same author as the girl with the dragon tattoo? Yes! Once again, like the condition of this book is so good. What is this about? Oh, this sounds so interesting, but also a little bit spooky. So it's about this publisher who has decided to run a story that will expose an extensive sex trafficking operation. And on the eve of the publication, so when it's meant to go live, 2 people are brutally murdered, and the fingerprints found on the murder weapon belong to his friend, the troubled genius hacker something Solander. And so they get drawn into this murderous game of cat and mouse. Someone on the back of it says, you might as well give up the idea of sleep till you finish the book. It seems like it's gonna be very gripping and very interesting. And I've heard very good things about this author. Very good things. Okay, next we have, oh my god, Wicked. No way! Wicked, which is The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West. I was honestly about to get this book for myself because I do want to go see the new Wicked movie. I'm also not very familiar with the Wicked Witch of the West or even the, what the hell is it called? The Wizard of Oz. Sorry to any Wizard of Oz lovers. I actually don't even really know the story. On the back someone wrote, save a place on your shelf in between Alice and The Hobbit. That spot is well deserved. I love The Hobbit. And I also love Alice in Wonderland. So this is just so exciting. Maybe I'll read it for Halloween. I want to do like a reading spooky books for a week during Halloween. So I feel like this will be the perfect book for it. Next up is, I'm so excited about this one. I've been wanting to read this for so many years. It is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. Oh my goodness, I've heard such good things about this book and it's been on my radar for so many years. But from what I know, it's about this like group of misfits and this guy goes to like take care of them, or like, what does he do? Oh, he's a caseworker. So Linnaeus is a caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. He's 40 years old and he lives in this tiny house and he lives a very quiet life. And so he gets assigned to take care of this orphanage in this island. And I think these kids in this orphanage are like considered very strange. They're misfits, kind of like shunned from society sort of thing. And I think he's got like a lot of prejudice towards them. And I think when he starts working there, he's like, oh my god, these kids are actually amazing and they change his life. I honestly could be wrong. I could be wrong, but that's sort of the gist I got from it when I've heard people talk about it. So it just sounds like a really nice, hopeful book, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. Okay, next up, oh, this will be my first ever Stephen King book. We've got Lissy's Story by Stephen King. I've never read a Stephen King book. I really want to read Billy Summers and Misery. I saw Haley Pham doing like a reading Stephen King for a week sort of challenge, and she made me really want to get into his books. It says every marriage has two hearts, one light and one dark. I actually don't think this is a horror book. No, this is not a horror. Oh, good. Please let me know if you've read this. I'm really intrigued by it. Also, it's very small. Like, it's a very small book. Do you see? Okay, then we have The Passengers by John Mars. It looks like a thriller. I'm gonna assume that this is a thriller. I really have no idea what this is about, but on the back it says, you're riding in your self-driving car when suddenly the doors lock, the route changes, and you have lost all control. Then a mysterious voice tells you you're going to die. What is this about? It's definitely giving thriller slash mystery, so also good for Halloween. Okay, next we have The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I watched the Maze Runner movie just because I used to have the biggest crush on Dylan O'Brien. This is like 10 years ago. I'm very intrigued to read the book. This definitely has like a cult following. People love The Maze Runner. And also it's just a throwback to like dystopian 2013, 2012, like was that when dystopian books were everything. So this will be like a good throwback to those times. Okay, and then we have, I've heard such good things about this book. So it is Did You Hear About Kitty Carr? I was so close to getting myself this book from Amazon a while ago. This is a book that I think you would really love if you love like old Hollywood and like the glamour of old Hollywood, but also like the kind of secrets that kind of go into it. I love books like that. And do you know who's given it praise? Taylor Jenkins Reid. She says that it's intoxicating and seductive. Oh, it was also one of Reese Witherspoon's book club picks. So Did You Hear About Kitty Carr is an intoxicating and seductive debut, drawing you into an underground Hollywood world that is as glamorous as it is dangerous. Yeah, so I think Kitty Carr like blows up. She becomes very famous, and everyone's trying to figure out like about her secret past or something like that. It kind of makes me think of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, so I do wonder if she was inspired by it just because Taylor Jenkins Reid has given it a lot of praise. So maybe she was inspired by 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I love The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, so if it's anything like that, I'm gonna love it. Okay, and then we have All the Bright Places. I don't really know what this book is about, but I've definitely heard of it many times in my life. I've seen it all over the place. What is it about? I think it's a YA romance. It's a heart-wrenching, unflinching story of love shared and life lived, and 2 teens who find each other while standing on the edge. Please let me know if you've read this. I feel like it'll be a very sweet story, but I'm pretty sure it's a very sad book. I feel like I can remember my best friend reading this in high school and she thought it was really sad but very good. I'm not sure. I think so, but I'm very excited. Okay, and then we have, ooh, I love this book cover. Then we have Curse of the Night Witch. So it says, on this island, all are born with markings that dictate their fates, and their lifelines show the course of their lives, and emblems decide their talents. This sounds very interesting, like super intriguing. It has Latin American folklore, like folklore sort of tales, which is very exciting. I'm really intrigued to get into this book. Okay, and then we have The Peacock Emporium by Jojo Moyes. I'm pretty sure she wrote Me Before You, and I love Me Before You. So good. So good. What's this one about? Ooh, this sounds super interesting. So in the 60s, Athene was the most glamorous girl of her generation. She was nicknamed the Last Deb, and she was also beautiful, spoiled, and out of control. And then 35 years later, Susanna Peacock is struggling with her notorious mother's legacy. The only place that Susanna finds comfort in is the Peacock Emporium. It's this charming coffee bar that she opens up that soon enchants her little town. That sounds so cute and right up my alley. Only by confronting both her family and her innermost self will she finally reckon the past. I love a story like this. I really do. Like a woman's search for happiness or search for meaning, and it just turns out to like be this really simple thing that was there all along. Something like that. I love books like that, so I'm very interested to read this. This is why I love second chapter crates, because it makes me read books that I wouldn't have read or picked up otherwise. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of them I would have, but a lot of them I just wouldn't have thought to pick it up myself. It's just so nice for like discovering new books. I need to move quick because my battery only has 1 bar left. Ooh, then we have The House of the Scorpion. I really have no idea what this genre is. This is kind of giving like Frankenstein vibes. For some reason, I just can't seem to figure out what this book is about from the back of it. So if you've read it, please let me know. I think it's no, I don't think it's a thriller. Perhaps sci-fi? I'm not sure. Please let me know if you've read this. I would love to know. And then we have Accidentally Engaged by Mary Carter. I think this is a romance from the vibe. Yes, this is like a nice little rom-com. It says on the front, 4th time's a charm. So I'm assuming it's about someone who's already been married 3 times before in the past, or engaged 3 times before in the past. With 3 ex-husbands to her name, Claire is a self-confessed recurring in-loveaholic. I do love me like a little rom-com in between my, oh fun, it even has like daily horoscopes in the beginning of each chapter. How exciting. I can't grab it. Ooh, this is The Breakout. Oh no, not the, just Breakout by Kate Messner. So it says Nora is looking forward to summer vacation. 2 months of swimming, eating popsicles, and brushing up on her journalism skills. But when 2 inmates break out of the town's maximum security prison, everything changes. Doors are locked, helicopters are flying over the woods, and police patrol the school grounds. Everyone is on edge, and fear brings out the worst in people, and Nora knows that best. It says Breakout is a fast-paced, thought-provoking story that encourages readers to examine privilege and perspective. Then we have The Book of Lost Names by Kristen Harmel. For some reason, I thought this was going to be Kristen Hanna. This is a historical tale, and it's a heart-stopping tale of survival and heroism centered on a female forger who risks everything to help the children escape the Nazi-occupied France. Okay, so it's a World War II historical book. I imagine this is kind of similar to Nightingale by Kristen Hanna? I'm not sure. But I think that one's also a World War II historical story. I really love the book cover for this. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, and then the last book. Oh my god, I love this TV show. I didn't know it was a book. What the hell? So it is The Sinner by Petra Hamisfar. I watched the TV series a couple years back with, is it Jessica Biel who's in it? I think it's Jessica Biel. It was so good. So good. It's kind of creepy to be honest, but it was such a good show. My fiance and I like binge watched it, and it was so good. I don't think we watched season 3, but I think we watched the first 2 seasons. I did not know this was a book. What the hell? Yeah, I really had no idea this is a book. Look, if you've never watched the show, because I've watched the show, I think I've been spoiled for this, so maybe I'll gift this to someone. It is a psychological thriller, so it's obviously good to not know the plot of it. Wow, I really had no idea it was a book. I definitely recommend this book in that case, because the show was crazy, especially the first season. I was like, pfft. Right, so those are my new books. I'm gonna build a second bookshelf in our spare room just because I've got so many books now and it's not all gonna fit on my bookshelf. So I'm gonna build like a little bookshelf in the spare room, which I'm very excited for. So maybe I'll do that like in the next month or so, who knows, but I'm really looking forward to doing it just because I'm accumulating so many books. And it's very exciting, but I also want to have the space to put them somewhere. So we'll do that sometime soon. We'll do it together. We'll make it cute, decorate it, maybe add some fairy lights. I'm not too sure. I will link second chapter crates down below. You guys should definitely check them out and give them a go because like I said, I just think their book subscription service is so good. It's so affordable. You get fantastic books in very good condition. Honestly, I just think it's so amazing and definitely just such a good, sustainable idea for us book lovers. All right, guys, and that concludes the video video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned in this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!